Today's menu features brand new Pokemon from Generation 9. You have been warned. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are here, and I am thankful. And to celebrate my thankfulness, why not have a feast featuring all of the Pokemon that we're able to eat in the Paldea region? There are a lot of potential meals, so let's take a look at the Pokédex and see which new Pokemon will be contributing. First of all is Smoliv, a little grass type Pokemon we were first shown months ago. Obviously it's an olive Pokemon, which means it no doubt feeds several customers at the Smoliv garden. But the Pokédex tells us that the oil it produces is bitter and astringent enough to make someone flinch. Maybe because it's a basic Pokemon and isn't ripe just yet. So let's evolve our Smoliv into Dolliv, which is yet another plant girl Pokemon, but this time with olives as hair buns. Dolliv shares its tasty fresh scented oil with others. This species has coexisted with humans since times long gone. Now that's more like it. Pokédex entries with the word tasty are always good ones. Though we can't exactly eat the Pokemon itself, it still produces an ingredient that's essential for beginning countless recipes. And olive oil does also exist as an item we can purchase and use to make sandwiches. And Dolliv can evolve once more into Arboliv, which is the ultimate cooking assistant. This calm Pokemon is very compassionate. It will share its delicious nutrient-rich oil with weakened Pokemon. See, what a nice way to start things off. No doubt one of the kindest Pokemon we've ever seen, even though it's apparently also capable of launching this oil at enemies with enough force to smash a boulder? Okay, just don't get on its bad side. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with how this evolution line turned out, especially because it's the source of some delicious olive oil. And fitting the theme of helpful Pokemon, we have Fido. We've known ever since its initial reveal that this sticky Pokemon is capable of producing yeast through its breath, making it a very desired Pokemon in Paldea for bread making. But after evolving into Darkspawn, it gets even better. The pleasant aroma that emanates from this Pokemon's body helps wheat to grow, so Darkspawn has been treasured by farming villages. Yet another Pokemon that's helpful in making ingredients. Glad that even though this Pokemon looks like a nice tasty loaf, it isn't actually at risk of being eaten. And with all the sandwiches we can purchase or make ourselves, the bread is the base we'll need. And now finally, an entirely brand new evolution line of Pokemon, Knackley, Knacklastack, and Garganacl. Though I prefer to call them Salty, Saltastack, and Gargasalt. These are rock Pokemon straight out of Minecraft that are literally just salt.
The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent the air is salt.
Even in the base form of Knackley, we learned that they were treasured in old days because their bodies constantly create and replenish salt. Its evolution Knacklastack doesn't have much more directly related to food in its Pokédex entries, but it definitely sounds a lot more threatening, once again using the very food it produces as a projectile for combat. Though the salt item that we're able to purchase notes in its description that it was gathered from a Knacklastack, so there's the confirmation that the salt created by these Pokemon is indeed consumed by humans. And the big boss of this operation, Garganacl, is the richest mineral around, as it's completely benevolent, using its mineral-rich salt to cure injured Pokemon and even letting other wild Pokemon just come up and lick it. Okay? I'm gonna have to stick a bookmark on this Pokemon later because I actually really love it. But for now, the main takeaway is that it is a consumable Pokemon. But maybe it's about time we start getting some real substance. And that's where we meet our new wiggly friend, Toadscool.
That's a pig.
This is yet another
Convergent
evolution Pokemon that just so happens to look like a tentacle, except for the fact that it's a walking mushroom. And so is its evolution, Toadscruel. We learn from the Pokédex that Toadscool lives in muggy forests. The flaps that fall from its body are chewy and very delicious. And as for Toadscruel, it coils its 10 tentacles around prey and sucks out their nutrients, causing the prey pain. The folds along the rim of its head are a popular delicacy. Aside from the nightmares walking fungi can give you, it can at least make for some good eating. It seems like this is a Pokemon that's able to shed parts of its body that just happen to taste good. I doubt they're being gathered up and eaten by the dozen, especially because these things like to run. Kind of difficult to catch. They are apparently based on the wood ear mushroom, which I've never tried, but I'm down for anything the Pokédex tells me is delicious. But even if the Pokédex says nothing about eating, as is the case with Cloth, there are other pieces of media that say otherwise. When it was first revealed, the Pokemon website told us that Cloth's claws fall off and are a favorite food in the Paldea region. The claws do grow back, but it still is a big chunk of meat, especially if we're talking about the Titan Cloth. In one of the many restaurants, we're even able to order cloth al ajillo. There's no hiding it, that is a Pokemon made into food. Yet another brand new evolution line we're able to encounter is that of Capsakid and Scovillain. Finally, a pepper Pokemon that becomes a grass and fire type. Traditional Paldean dishes can be extremely spicy because they include the shed teeth of Capsakid among other ingredients. Ugh, teeth? No, that's where I'm checking out. I like a good spicy meal every so often, but I'm not about to eat plant teeth, especially from this Timmy Turner looking Pokemon. Though when we evolve it into Scovillain, the Pokedex instead tells us how each of the two heads work and how dangerous they can be. There isn't any info about whether or not it's still used to make food. For that, we need to head over to one of the many restaurants of the region, where we can order a dish of spicy potatoes. The description mentions Scovillain sauce, so it seems like evolving it just makes it even better. But I could really go for some fish.
Creatures of the deep, assemble! Here they come!
This is Veluza, a really interesting Pokemon that despite looking like just another fish is actually pretty special. When Veluza discards unnecessary flesh, its mind becomes honed and its psychic power increases. The spare flesh has a mild but delicious flavor. It does what now? Yes, this insane fishy friend is just capable of ditching its own flesh to focus. Don't worry, another Pokedex entry mentions it does this on the regular and has excellent regenerative capabilities. Once again, guilt-free meat. There isn't really mention of it in any of the seafood meals we can buy, but come on, look at all the fish-related dishes. We know this thing is an infinite free food hack. Everybody's eaten some. And with that, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet actually provides a pretty full meal with the Pokedex entries, as long as you don't mind spicy seafood. I know the restaurants have even more options, but I tried sticking to the Pokedex for this one and only brand new Pokemon on top of that. Maybe sometime in the future I can discuss all of the restaurants and some other edible Pokemon. But for now, I'm very satisfied with the tasty titans in this game. Let me know which of these would be your favorite and what recipes you would add them to. Anyway, it's time to say grace and eat because this all just looks so delicious. Thank you to every channel member for your continued support, especially the Great Gators, Jackson, Justin R, Cosmo Zero, Michaela, Mr. Pig Puncher, Phantom Pyro, Quago, and Volity. If you would like to support, get your name shouted out here as well as access to emotes and comments and live streams, you can also become a channel member. You can also follow me on Twitter as well for more memes. Anyway, this is GatorX and I'll catch you all later.
Jack, Jack, Jack! Slay, slay!
There's a bowl of fun inside every can of Heinz Pokemon pasta. It's your favorite Pokemon characters as fun-shaped noodles in a yummy Heinz tomato sauce. New Heinz Pokemon pasta. Can you catch 'em all? Can you eat 'em all?